Hi guys, welcome to this vlog. And obviously this vlog is all about my Australia journey, right? And as what you can see on the thumbnail and on the description, I am already a registered nurse, right, in Australia, as well as here in New Zealand. So I am going to Australia next month to work, and at the moment I'm still in Christchurch, New Zealand. Without further ado, I'll start now sharing with you my journey to Australia, and I've got a copy here which I'm going to refer to. This copy contains all the dates, all right, and what happened in those dates. So on the 2nd of January 2024, that's when I applied for the AFRA registration. I paid $503. So on the 22nd of January 2024, almost 3 weeks after I registered for AFRA, I got an email from them welcoming me to the registered health professionals in Australia. So 2 days after, 24th of January, I applied on Seek. There were a few jobs that I applied actually, and there's a couple of companies who got back to me. And so, because I am a permanent resident in New Zealand, so that's why I'm looking for a company or a facility that would offer visa sponsorship. So I found one, and on the 5th of February, right? So 24th of January, that's when I applied. So 5th of February, the HR contacted me. And on the 6th of February, I had an interview with the HR. A couple of questions that were asked to me were reason why I am applying, my resident status in New Zealand. That time I was still a resident. I got my permanent residency on the 26th of March. Now, on the 20th of February, HR was asking for an available date for an interview with the hiring manager, who is the facility manager as well. So, more on the clinical side this time, because the HR was only asking me about, my reason and my legal status in New Zealand. This time, the facility manager, right? So, 23rd of February, I had an interview with the facility manager and I got the job. And then on the 27th of February to 4th of March, this is the time where my references on the resume were contacted. And there's one reference, my clinical manager before had a delay in answering or filling up the referral form online. So during this time, I was processing the other requirements as well. So the 4th of March, that's when my clinical manager answered the referral form online, okay, as one of my reference. And again, during that time when we were waiting for her to answer the referral, I also gathered all other requirements such as the passport, qualification certificate, including first aid and CPR, evidence of COVID-19 immunization, AFRA registration, service declaration. Now, the service declaration, this will indicate my work history and the number of hours I've worked in that facility. So that happened on 27th of February until 4th of March. All right, now, so 4th of March, all my references have been completed, two of which were my colleague, all right, my registered nurse's colleague and one clinical manager. And day after, March 5, they offered me the letter. All right, they sent me the offer letter. And then March 6, a migration agent got involved and sent me form to fill up. She also sent me an information which visa are we going to apply, and that is the subclass 482 TSS, temporary skills shortage. I will do a separate vlog about, talking about visas, what visa you can apply when you are still a permanent resident, or if you are still a resident or a permanent resident in New Zealand, because if you are already a citizen in New Zealand, there's a different visa for you, which is a bit easy. And then March 11, the migration agent, all right, sent me the service agreement fee. So this is the agreement of the amount I will be paying. And this day, I made a deposit of $850. I will detail the amount I paid for this application later on in this vlog. And then March 12th, the migration agent confirmed that they received the deposit. She then sent me the requirements. There's actually almost 10, or I think more than 10 requirements that I gathered and submitted to the migration agent for this application. And then March 15, I have completed and submitted the requirements, or one of the requirements is English, right? English exam. I know you'll be asking is, do I have to submit an English exam result? No, if you are AFRA registered, or you are exempted to the language exam requirement, which is really good. So obviously, I have AFRA registration. You will have AFRA registration when you become a registered nurse, so you will be exempted. March 20, draft application done, and I had to review it. Then I had to pay the remaining balance of $2,185. And then March 26, 2024, that's when I got my permanent residency in New Zealand. So that's really, really good. And then March 27, we have finalized the application. Then I transferred the balance. March 28, Holy Thursday, they received the balance, but they're almost finished for the day. So the application will be submitted for the following week. And then I also paid for the insurance because it's mandatory. I took Bupa insurance, which is around $100 per month. And then April 5, the nomination and visa lodged. And then April 8, I got an email from migration agent saying that the nomination has been approved. Now I have to do the medical exam in an approved clinic. And then March 9, medical exam at Immigration Express Christchurch. I paid 530 New Zealand dollars. And the medical exam included were the medical exam or the physical exam, chest x-ray, serum creatinine, HIV test, Hep B, Hep C, TB screening test. And then March 12, right, 3 days after I had the medical exam, the test results came back and all are normal. So the results have been submitted to immigration. And then April 15, the migration agent emailed that the immigration system is indicating that the medical has been finalized and my application will continue. So that was on the 15th of April 2024. And then on 16th of April, visa granted. So it was only 2 days, or 2 working days, since the medical exam was uploaded on the immigration website of Australia that my visa got granted. So we were actually expecting 50% of the application to be processed within 50 days. And then 75% of the application will be processed in 75 days. That's according to what my migration agent sent me, but it only took 2 days. So my start date will be May 17, 2024. And the total fees that I paid for this application is 3,035 Australian dollars plus 530 medical exam New Zealand dollars. And the facility paid, I think, a few $1,000 Australian currency for the nomination. So yeah, they've paid for it. So yes, guys, this is the process I took, all right, for me to become, for me to get a job in Australia. And so it took more than 4 months, really, from the time I got my registration until we got the visa approved. All right. So again, we took the TSS 482 subclass, temporary skill shortage visa. And then 2 years after this, the facility is going to sponsor me for permanent residency. All right. So that means 2 years after, I'm going to become a permanent resident. In order for me to apply citizenship, I should be living in Australia with a valid visa for 4 years, 1 year of which should be permanent resident. All right, so I already have 2 years of TSS visa and then 2 years of permanent resident visa. So that means after 4 years, I will be able to apply for citizenship. So yeah, and I also have to share with you. I was asked by the clinical manager what was the reason why I applied for Australia. And the first reason I said was I've known I've known lots of people, not only registered nurses, move to Australia because of higher pay, right, for greener pasture. So she said, "Oh, yeah, yeah, I think that is true, that Australia pays more than New Zealand." And I think that's really the case. And the second reason, right, I said Australia is closer to the Philippines. And if I decide to go home to the Philippines, the flights are cheaper and the flights are shorter in duration as well. And there are connecting direct flights from Australia to the Philippines. And the third reason I said was, life is too short to be staying in one place. So, which is true. I mean, that's my principle at the moment, that you have to take risk and you have to get out of your comfort zone because you don't grow inside your comfort zone. To be honest, I am scared but excited at the same time. This is going to be a new adventure, a new stage of my life, but I'll be fine. I'll be fine. So yeah, that's it, guys. If you have questions, just put it in the comment section below and I will do my best to answer all your questions. I will be doing a separate vlog about the visa pathways, all right, for you as a resident or a permanent resident, not yet a citizen, going to Australia. And in that vlog as well, I will be mentioning all the requirements I submitted for this application. Don't forget to think young and stay young. I'll see you in my next vlog. Bye.